Welcome back to Ravens Today, giving you guys all the updates on anything and everything Ravens. We're going to dive right into it. Post draft, Mike Green sent out a tweet. I'm assuming that's what it's still called. Sending a message to the Ravens fan base, the Ravens flock, saying, Ravens flock, watch what I can do. I love this. I think Mike Green is like really wanting to prove himself as a player, especially, with all of the allegations that have been laid against him. I think that him telling us as a fan base that I'm going to play for us, he's going to play for the team. He's going to give it his all for this team. He's going to play as a Raven. I think that it's a great mindset to be in, even with all these allegations, and hopefully that he can put all of these allegations to rest, and hopefully that's what they are, allegations, and nothing comes to fruition in terms of actual charges, because again, the Ravens and the NFL have a no tolerance policy when it comes to this. Well, at least the Ravens do, the NFL does as well, and hopefully he is able to step onto that field with clear eyes and a clear heart. Also, moving on, I received word that Malachi Starks had actually surprised defensive coordinator Zach Orr at the scouting combine. He scored a very rare perfect score in his scouting interview. Again, extremely rare to do, and it surprised Zach Orr that he was able to do this. And Orr also stated that when speaking with him, when watching him at the combine, he was very impressed with the way he presented himself, the way he looked, and the way he was able to present himself as the player. And he looked like just an all-around great football player, not just a great corner or safety. So does he fit the Ravens defense? Well, yes, of course. If it's coming from the defensive coordinator, heck yeah, the Ravens went with their guy for the first pick. Starks could be that missing chess piece that the Ravens have needed on defense, the guy that can do it all. And according to Zach Orr, he is the guy. Like, this is the guy that can do it all, that can be the backbone of the Ravens defense alongside Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, all the guys. So this to me is a great sign for things to come with Malachi Starks and for the Ravens defense as a whole. And just like the amount of praise that Zach Orr gave him, it just gives me it's good for this team, and it's good for me as a fan. What not so good for as a fan is the amount of offensive linebackers the Ravens currently have. We have too many, especially after this draft. I'm not really worried about it because I know that the Ravens are going to pick the guys that are going to make that roster, and I think that the Ravens will have to make some decisions on the amount of players that they're willing to, or not really willing to let go or demote to the practice squad. I think that the Ravens are going to, look at all of this carefully for the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks, just to, and into training camp, if I may say, just to kind of, try to find who will absolutely put their heart out for the Ravens and be able to, be the best player on that field. But again, 11 draft picks is a lot of draft picks, so expect some people to move down to the practice squad or, unfortunately, not make the team as a whole. But again, the Ravens are looking for the best players possible to be on their team, and I think the Ravens will make the right decisions when it comes down to who makes the team and who doesn't make the team. But we'll have to wait and see after training camp and as we go into the preseason, because we still have a ways to go in terms of when the roster deadline is. But in the next, like I said earlier, next couple weeks, next couple days, going into training camp and off season, we're just gonna have to wait and see what the Ravens decide on who remains on the teams in the offensive linebacker position, and who goes down to the practice squad, and who unfortunately will not be on the Ravens team. Lastly, a little bit of contract updates. Yesterday, Kyle Hamilton was exercised his 5th-year option. The Ravens made a statement on this saying that they wanted to exercise the 5th-year option with Kyle and not with Tyler Linderbaum. I'll get to Tyler Linderbaum in a second. They are still very much looking forward to extending both players. They just exercised the 5th-year option for Kyle because they felt like that Kyle was going. I feel like that this is not what they said, but this is what for me. It's going to take a little longer for the Ravens to figure out how much they're willing to pay Kyle Hamilton. But we have Kyle on his 5th-year option, so that's good. I'm still not worried about the contract situation with him and Tyler Linderbaum. I think that the Ravens are going to extend them both. I did ask that the Ravens just sign them and pay Kyle Hamilton, but again, I'm still not worried about this move by the Ravens, and I'm still very excited to see Kyle Hamilton sign a contract extension once it happens. With Tyler Linderbaum, the Ravens did not exercise his 5th-year option because the amount of money they would have to pay in that option would be the highest paid an offensive lineman has ever made in a year in NFL history, and at $23 million, and just they weren't willing to pay that much, especially if they are working with Kyle Hamilton's contract. I feel like this was a safe move by the Ravens because, again, I'm willing to pay anyone anything if they deserve it as a GM, but it's kind of absurd to pay a center that large of an amount and take the fallback for it next year. So Tyler Linderbaum is going to be on his contract year. Again, not worried about this at all. I feel like the Ravens and Tyler Linderbaum are going to come to an agreement that where he is a Raven moving forward and not having to worry about his contract at all. But again, he is on his contract year, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what type of contract Eric DeCosta is willing to cook up for him and for Kyle Hamilton as well. But again, 5th-year option for Kyle, no 5th-year option for Tyler Linderbaum, contract year for Tyler. But still not worried. Again, I'll keep saying it until it happens. Not worried that their contracts are going to be signed and they're going to be Ravens for the next few years. If you disagree with anything I've stated down on this video, please comment down below. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Thank you for tuning in to Ravens Today. Please like and subscribe. I will keep you guys updated with any and all things Ravens. Have a good one.